Hey guys, new year, new me, new chair. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my office. Actually, welcome to my office, then welcome to my channel, but whatever. You're here. That's the weirdest intro I've ever done. Anyways, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the New Year's 2022 Booktube tag, answering questions regarding the Booktube aspects of my channel. I saw this tag on Year of the Author's YouTube channel. If you have not checked out her channel, you should check it out. It's awesome. And so that is what inspired me to do this video. So the first question is, how many books are you planning to read in 2022? Simple answer is I have no idea. Last year, I barely managed to read 20 books because I had a lot going on in my personal life, both good and bad, and it was just very time consuming. And I also started an editing business last year, which also took up a lot of time. Although if you include some of the books that I read for my clients, it's more like 25, which isn't a bad year. I've had worse years, but it's not great for me either. So, and the year before that, I think I read like 40. So I think I want to do more writing this year than I did last year. So I would like to read at least 30 books this year minimum, but ideally I want to hit 40 again. So the next one is, name 5 books that you didn't get to this year but want to make a priority in 2022. The first one is I want to read The Collective, which is on my Kindle right now. It's something that I got from NetGalley. I was supposed to read and leave a review, but I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been so busy with clients and roadkill and everything. So I really want to read that book. I also really want to read Elevation by Stephen King because it is, look at that. Look how short that is. How many times does Stephen King bless us with a book this short? It's got a really good premise, it's Stephen King, and it's short, so I have no excuse. I need to read this. I also really want to read The Midnight Club by Christopher Pike, or I should say reread, since I read this back whenever I was in middle school or high school, because they're doing an adaptation of it on Netflix this year, so I would love to read it either before, like right before, or right after the adaptation. I'm still trying to decide whether or not I want to spoil the show or if I want to wait till afterwards. I don't know. I feel like if I wait till afterwards, I probably won't read it, so I should probably read it right before. But the premise for this, if you don't know, is that they're all like terminally ill kids or teenagers, and whenever one of them dies, they made a pact that whoever dies first is going to try to contact the rest of them to let them know what the afterlife is like. So really cool premise. I definitely want to read this year. Also, Served Cold. This is a anthology that is comprised entirely of Horrortube authors. I actually have a story in here, and I've started reading it, as you can see. I will let you guys know what I think, but yeah, I'm really excited to have a story in this, so I want to read this year. And I love the theme too, and look at that cover. That cover is amazing. This is one of my favorite covers of anything I've been published in, and I've been published in quite a few anthologies, so humble brag. That was such a shameless humble brag. Of the many anthologies I've been in. This is by far my favorite cover, so besides maybe Enter the Aftermath, but this is like, it's weirdly beautiful because of the background. But anyways, I really want to read this. This is a book that was recommended to me by my good friend, and she let me borrow her copy, so I'm gonna try to read this in the next month or so and get this back to her. But it sounds really interesting. I love thrillers, and she said she recommended it to me as a really good thriller, so I'm gonna try to read this soon. And same friend bought this for me for my birthday, and I was dying to read this book last year. And, you know, my birthday's in November, so I didn't, I didn't have a copy of it until very recently, so I definitely want to try to read this year. I was planning on, like, getting it from the library, but now that I actually own a copy, there's no excuse. I need to read this. So the next one is, what genre do you want to read more of? Weirdly enough, even though I've read so many thrillers in my life, like, I still want to read more thrillers. Maybe I should, like, specify, like, spy thrillers, because I have 2 stories I'm working on. One of them is a cyber thriller with like some espionage themes in it, and so I want to read a story similar to that to help me kind of, work on my own story a little bit, like with structure and plot and things like that. It would be really helpful if I could find some more stories like that. So send me, any recommendations below for any kind of like spy stories you know of that are really good, particularly like contemporary thriller spy stories. And I also want to read more Bizarro because I I've read a few books outside of Carlton Mellick. I've read Madeline Swan, I've read House of Houses, I read Genocide on the Infinite Express. Very, very weird books, by the way. but most of what I know about Bizarro is Carlton Mellick, and I love Carlton Mellick, but I kind of feel like I'm doing the same thing I did with Stephen King when I first got into horror as like a middle schooler. Well, it wasn't just Stephen King, it was R.L. Stine and Stephen King. But, you know, I just kind of stayed with those authors, and because those authors are so prolific, it's very easy to stay stuck on one author and just kind of, you know, associate that author with the genre. And I'm like, I would like to read a few more Bizarro horror books that are not Carlton Mellick. So 3 non-book related goals for 2022. I want to clean what used to be the workout room and just have a space for working out so I can do my second goal, which is I would like to do more yoga and I'd like to start dancing. Don't know how to dance, but I would like to, like, you know, just, you know, watch some YouTube videos and practice dancing. And then my third goal isn't a book goal, it's a writing goal. I would like to write 2 novels this year. I'm like halfway done, maybe 2/3 done with one of them. So I'd like to finish that one and then just write a completely new novel this year. So the next question is, what is a book that you've had forever that you still need to read? And oh my gosh, so my first thought was this book, Full Throttle, which I definitely need to read. I love Joe Hill. 20th Century Ghost is one of my favorite collections, and I've had this forever. I have read Tweets from the Circus of the Dead, which a long time ago before it was in this collection. I really need to read this. I love his short stories. There's no reason. I don't know why I keep putting it off. And then I remembered I also haven't read Strange Weather, which I actually have an autographed copy of that I got on Black Friday. In fact, Full Throttle is also autographed. So, I mean, I'm a huge fan of his stories. I don't know why I haven't read these yet, except just I get distracted, and maybe because they're bigger books too. So I'm like, oh, that's more of a time commitment, but I should do it. I think I should just set aside an entire day to just read one of these books, and I think that would be a really good day for me. It'd be a good decision. What's one word that you're hoping 2022 will be? Better? Seriously. The end of 2022, I mean, the end of, oh God, the end of 2021 was really rough. I had to let go of some people in my life that meant a lot to me. It was really unfortunate, but I do feel like I'm in a better place now than I was at the end of last year, and I'm hoping that this year is better. The first word that came to mind was peaceful, but I don't just want peaceful this year. I want growth. I want personal growth. I want growth, you know, in my business and on this channel, and I want to get a lot more writing done and have more growth in that area of my life as well. So growth might be kind of cliche. I know everybody says they want to have growth and all that stuff at the beginning of the year, but I really do want that for 2022. Last one on here is to tag a friend. So if you are watching this video, consider yourself tagged. If you like, go ahead and send me a link to yourself doing this challenge, because I would love to know what you guys are going to be reading this year. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. On this channel, I post book reviews, writing advice, horror commentary, and vlogs. And if you're looking for something good to read this year, I did just edit a horror anthology with 17 stories from Texas authors that range from, you know, slightly horrifying to absolutely balls to the walls crazy body horror. And also some very just strange, bizarro horror stories. So I'm going to include a link to that in the description box below if you want to check it out. That'd be awesome. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Hey guys! Okay. Today I'm going to be doing the 2021-2022 Booktube tag. Today I'm going to be doing the New Year's Eve Booktube tag. Is it called book tag? No, it's called Booktube tag. Can we just call it book tag? Did I make a thing? Ah, give me light, give me light. Okay, just to kind of expand my... What word am I looking for? I would just like to read those books so that I can expand my knowledge of Bizarro. That's what I was looking for. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later. Why did I pause?